Good to see you. Hello, my friends. The most powerful group in all of network marketing. If you could turn this up on my monitor in here so I could hear myself just a little bit stronger in here, it'd be great. Hello, Renee. Hello, Life. Hello, Donna, Isabella, Morgan, Emma, Christina, Eula. How you doing, Eula? Hello, Shauna, Angie, Wendy, Carrie, Amy, Tina, Sue, Bola Choco. Did I get that right? That's okay. Maria, Geraldine, Dottie. What's up? What's up? What's up? Daniel, how you doing? Good to see you, pal. Amatia, Marilyn, Ludi, Renee, all my friends. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. How many of you watch some or all of the most powerful women in network marketing? Raise your hands. Let me see some hands. I was a little worried about you because I know I was tired after 3 days. I thought, man, oh my gosh, the accelerators might be a little bit tired after 3 days, even though they might be inspired, you know? So we come into this. Are you ready for this? Social media? Listen, I got to tell you something. Over the course of this year that we're going to spend together, we've been spending so far, this is one tool that, in my opinion, it's vital that you master. You need to master social media. You need to be able to take all the other tools and tactics and apply it in an electronic world, because that's the world that we're living in. We're living in an electronic world. Who agrees with me? We're living in an electronic world. The scale, the reach, the ability to be able to spread your message. So I want to ask you this as we start. Before I bring out a panel of experts that are literally unbelievable, that are going to be sharing with, we got chairs set up back here, we got computers set up. And before we start, I want to ask you all a question. Rate yourself on your social media skills right now on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being you're an absolute novice, freaks you out. 10, you got this thing nailed, you're just looking for a couple extra tips. Throw it into the comments. I see a lot of 3 through 6s. Some 8s, great. 8s, we're going to give you some things that'll really turbocharge. A lot of 2s, 3s, and 4s also. A lot of 1s, okay. Well, that's why we're here. And this is going to be different. It's going to be different than what you might be thinking we're going to do. And let me explain that. Here's what I don't want to do for these 2 days. Give you a to-do list that's so long and so complex and so difficult that you're overwhelmed. I don't want you to go out of here overwhelmed. We're going to create a to-done list, okay? So we're going to do this together, step by step. We're not, it's fine, you can take as many notes as you want, but really, when we do a profile makeover, you're actually going to do it. We're going to pick you out of the crowd. You're going to tighten up your profiles. There's going to be some platforms that you might not be on right now. We're going to ask you to get on it and sign up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, as a group, these presenters, we're going to actually create leads for you together. You're going to have prospects and leads, a bunch of them, before we even walk out of here. We're going to teach you how to close customers and distributors. My goal is that every one of you has at least one customer by the end of the day tomorrow from what we do here, and at least one new team member from what we do here in the next 24 hours. Who's ready for that? Show me some hands. All right. So, with no further ado, I'm going to bring out some of the superstar presenters. And the first is a gentleman. He lives in Dubai. He's an Englishman, but he lives in Dubai. And he's my go-to guy. He's the guy that I go to say, okay, what's working right now? What's going on? How do you figure out this? What's the challenge? What's the problem? And he has an ocean of content. He has 2 best-selling books. He really cares about the network marketing profession, and he's here to help you. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Fraser Brooks.
All right, let's go.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
The next superstar we have for you, this woman is, I wanted to have somebody that was prolific, just out of the park prolific with social media on all platforms. And if I told you the numbers, it would hurt your head. The numbers of people that she signs up every day and every month using social media is crazy. And if you could do just a tiny fraction of that, and she's going to give you her tricks, her scripts, her tactics, her shortcuts. She's doing this out of the goodness of her heart, but she is the best in the field right now that I'm aware of anywhere in the world when it comes to social media for network marketing. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Jessie Lee Ward. And the other 2 are actually a mother and son team. They train, I don't know, millions of people around the world how to be more successful using social media in network marketing. Please welcome to the stage, Shalene and Brock Johnson. All right. So great seeing your bright, shining faces. And to my incredible panelists, this is the brain trust. I'm a big believer in the mastermind. 2 minds create a third and more powerful mind. When you get some great thinkers together, and with your insights, there's some people that are part of this organization. We're going to be asking for your tips, your big insights. Some of you that said, hey, I'm an 8 or a 9 or a 10 in social media. I'm just looking for a couple extra tips to take it to the next level. Maybe we'll call on you. You get to be part of the presentation over the course of these 2 days. I was bragging you up, Jessie Lee, and these numbers are going to hurt your head, but approximately how many customers do you add every day on average?
Oh, a day? Oh, geez. I don't know.
Or a month?
A month, at least 500.
500 customers a month on average, personally, not her team, personally, per month. If you just got 10% of that, it was 50. Or 1% of that, it was 5. Would it be pretty good? So she's going to be sharing her secrets. Now, how many team members, how many distributors do you add personally per month?
On like a bad month right now, about 100 with the big pack.
With the biggest pack they have, about 100 a month. Do you understand? 100 new frontline distributors per month. What if you got 10% of that? What if you got 1% of that? Be pretty good. She's going to be giving you her hacks. Fraser's written a couple books. I knew you've written books.
Guys, شفتوا ليه ما كان بدي اياكم تقفوا هيدا التريننج 500 زبون جديد كل شهر and 100 new recruit كل شهر من السوشيال ميديا عم تفهموا ليش هلا I'm removing people, putting people, shailing people because they need to be in this freaking training. إذا 10% بس 50 زبون جديد كل شهر 10 distributors جداد كل شهر إذا بس عملنا 10% guys 10% from this training. تخيلوا إذا عندكم فريق فيه 20 شخص and عملوا 10% بس يعني 50 زبون كل شهر 10 distributors جداد. شو بيصير بالبزنس تبعكم؟ ما بتروحوا بتأمنون من النوم بتجرون من التخت ليحضروا هيدا التريننج yes or no you know you beat them you kill them بتصفقون كفوف wake up you know this is why I wanted you to be in this training 500 new customers and meet new directs كل شهر this is incredible let's go
Books too, right?
Yeah.
How many books have you written?
Read two. One that made the New York Times bestseller.
One New York Times
One.
bestseller. Now, what's the name of the book?
Push.
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 Yep. And Brock, how long you've been in this social media game?
Been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the thing you like best about it?
It's what I grew up doing. So it's what I know, but I get to marry what I grew up a part of with what I grew up a part of, which is entrepreneurship and marketing and business
Yeah.
owning with my parents.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I see Katina is saying, will there be a recording if we can't stay for all of this? Of course. We're gonna have recordings. They're gonna be in your learning library online, so you're all good. But I would highly recommend, because this is gonna be experiential. We're gonna have you start moving or setting up your profiles. We're gonna actually have you prospecting live as we do this. We're gonna push you out of your comfort zone. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some little competitions amongst each other. But raise your hands if you're a little nervous. If you're a little nervous about this.
Yes.
Okay, okay. The fact that you're nervous but you're here is good enough. You know, because we're going to give you doable steps, step by step. So I just throw out the question to the group. Why social media? Because some people are like, hey, you know, face-to-face, that's the thing. You know, we don't need to do all this social media stuff. Why social media? Fraser, why don't you start us off? Why in today's world is social media so important?
Well, for me, I look at dating. I like to look at network marketing and dating, and I think, well, a lot of people now are meeting people through the apps like Tinder, eHarmony, Match.com, all these different places. You know, gone are the days where you would go into a bar and ask a woman for a drink or a dance. You just sit at home, order a takeaway, and just swipe left or right. It's kind of changed. So I like to use social media as a great way to connect. I think we live in such a great connected world right now. The speed at which network marketing businesses are built. If you told me 10, 15, 20 years ago that you were able to get 100 team members in a month, I would have gone, yeah, okay, whatever. But now it's like anything's possible. Mm-hmm. So I love the speed of connection. I love the speed of communication. I think social media is putting the fun into the fundamentals. That's what I think it is. So it's important to learn the fundamentals. And again, it's just turbo boost on social media, just to connect.
And Jessie Lee, what would you say?
Yeah. I mean, I built in person for 4.5 years, so I do think it's a skill set that's useful to have, so you can build relationships online too. But it's sheer volume of people. Like this, it's not that people are numbers, but this is a numbers game, and there's not enough people understanding that you can't hit top rank in your respective companies by talking to 2 or 3 people a day. Just not possible. And so when I was building Party Plan, even though I was in people's houses for direct sales for 6-7 nights a week, and then sometimes doing double headers, Saturdays always a morning and afternoon, sometimes an evening, sometimes a triple header, I never had access to this many people. And even in those in-person things, I was being told no, by people. I'm told no every day. I'm just told no by probably a couple thousand people a day at this point, right? And so it just ends up being a numbers game. It ends up being exposure. It's allowed me to build a brand. It's allowed me to have a connection with people that I didn't know I was connected to until they finally reach out. And so if you look at whatever the statistic is now, because we're all goldfish, right? We all have ADHD, I think. I mean, I for sure do, but I see it on your thing. You're always talking about it. Like the ability to be however many times it takes to get a sale, like a couple years ago it was 9 touches, then it was 12, now it's like probably 45. Mm-hmm. You're touching. You don't even realize it. So every time I put out a piece of content, when you see the sheer volume of content I put out, it's because I'm just trying to make sure somebody gets touched by me all the time, every day. You open your app and I've destroyed the algorithm because there's just so much content. And I just think that if you want to win at a very big level, this is not advice for somebody who maybe wants to make $100 a month, but if you really want to make money in network marketing, you've got to talk to more people, and social media has allowed me to do that.
Love it, love it, love it. And some people are already asking in the comments, how can you follow up with so many people? My gosh, how is that even possible? This is just, it's hurting my head to think about the numbers that you're bringing in. How does that even work? Just relax, just breathe, we'll get there. She's gonna give you all of her shortcuts and all of her hacks and all of her little follow-up systems and everything that she does in order to be able to do it. She's got it all for you. Okay, so Shalene,
Yes.
you've been teaching people in social media strategies for how long?
The last 15 years.
15
Yeah.
years.
When I did my first social media workshop was 15 years ago.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
My
And
What was
I,
MySpace? What was it?
yeah, right? Now, well,
Seriously?
yeah, at the time, Facebook.
Facebook was
Yes.
really?
Crazy? Yes. Instagram, 2010.
I joined Facebook in 2008 and my kids thought I was a creeper. They just like, no, this is not cool, not cool. This was just when
Twitter
MySpace.
was the first really big one. And YouTube. I mean, those
Wow.
are all. And what I love about it is I'm an introvert. So even though I'm an outgoing introvert, so I
Yeah,
like people, I like people, but I'm also like the thought of having to have a party or like talk to strangers, that gives me anxiety. Number one. And number two, you can just reach so many more people. My first business was a car lot. I had a used car lot, and this is to put myself through college. I had to make flyers at Kinko's, and then I would put on roller skates and I would skate through grocery store parking lots and put flyers under every single windshield wiper until the manager would come out and say, hey,
Knock
you're not
that
allowed
off.
to do that. Remove those. And then I'd remove them. But like that was the only way I could help reach people to tell them about this solution that I had. And now today, I mean, you can have, 100 followers and make a really great Instagram reel and reach 1 million people for free. Like that's insane. That is insane.
Yep. It's nuts, the reach. How about you, Brock?
Yeah, I'd say that the two biggest things for me, the two biggest reasons why social media, first of all, the fact that it's evergreen. So you can produce content today and it can live on for years. You can't have a conversation at a marketing event or a networking event and have it live on after that last breath is taken. Like once you finish the last sentence, it's done. But the beauty of social media is that the content lives on. It can keep being watched. It can keep teaching and educating and connecting you with more people. And then the second thing is the scalability. So it's kind of similar, but kind of like we've all been getting at here, you can only have so many one-on-one conversations in a day.
Right.
You can only talk to so many people, network with so many individuals. You can have a piece of social media content reach thousands or millions, and that's kind of like having a conversation with each and every one of those people.
Yeah. They get to know you. I mean, how many inside this accelerator group feel like you and me are friends? How many people feel like we're friends? We get to know each other. Maybe we've never met, but we're friends. You know that I have your best interest at heart. I will tell you why social media for me is just the ability to build a brand, the ability to reach more people is just outstanding. The ability to spread a message around the world is unparalleled. I've been building and training in the network marketing space for 34 years. So in 2008, I was looking around and social media was becoming a thing, and I didn't quite get it. Everybody was trying to, they had joined, they were just joining Facebook back then. The adults were just joining. The kids were doing it. My kids were like, I am blocking you. If you join Facebook, I'm blocking you. That's so creepy. This is for students only. Leave us alone. Knock it off. So I'm saying, yeah, but no, I think that there's something here. So remember when everybody jumped on and started racing to 5,000 friends as fast as they could get to their 5,000 friends? They just friend request everybody until they could get on it. I wish I could go. Can you imagine knowing what we know now with no limits to the algorithms back then in 2008, how many people we could reach? It would be silly. But anyway, so many of you know Gary Vaynerchuk, right? You know who he is, Gary V. Well, back then, I asked around, who's an expert with social media, and Gary V's name kept coming up. And I started checking out what he was doing. He was doing Wine Library. It was Wine Library TV. He had a little wine store called Wine Library, him and his dad, and he would do a daily wine vlog. And he just taste wine, this young kid, Jets fan, very low budget, but he was getting like 80,000 views every day. And I'm like, wow, what is going on? So I called him up and said, look, I'd like to pay you for some consulting. Can I come out to New Jersey? Flew out to New Jersey. I paid him $10,000 in February of 2009 and said, tell me everything you know, because I'd like to do the same thing in network marketing. And I've got to tell you, the decision that I made is the decision I want you to make. I decided when I left there, it was mid-February of 2009, that I'm going to learn this. And I'm going to learn it by doing it. So I decided to become a social media expert in the middle of February when I walked out of his office. I still have the 2-hour consulting recording, which is fascinating to listen to, which is where he was then and where he is now, where I was then, where I am now. It's so interesting. But, and I made the decision that I was going to start Network Marketing Pro, and my birthday was March 11th, so it was coming up in like 3 weeks. I said, I'm just going to start. And I would just tell all of you, the learning is in the doing. I'm just telling you, the learning is in the doing. We're going to give you things to do. We're going to give you assignments. We're going to give you outcomes that we want you to reach. But my strongest advice to you is just, number one, decide. I'm going to master social media for network marketing. Write that in your notes. I'm going to master social media for network marketing. I'm going to be so good that people use me as a case study. I'm going to be so good that people from around the world come and ask me, will you show me? Will you teach me? Will you advise me? That your company has you as a shining example of how to do social media right inside of network marketing, okay? Make the decision. That's first. Second, just start. Just start. I mean, the amount of things that I thought I was going to do and the amount of things I actually did. I mean, I bought all the fancy camera equipment and lights and stuff.
Yeah.
I never used it. Never used it. We just end up figuring stuff out. And now you have a whole, everything you need right here. Everything. Complete studio. Right here. You don't need to mess with anything. You've got bandwidth to be able to reach the world, and you've got platforms that you're going to need to learn how to master. So just make a decision. You're going to become great. And our goal, because the learning is in the doing, we're going to push you to do it during these 2 days. We're going to push play on a machine that never turns off over the course of these 2 days. And you're going to get prospects, and we're going to help you close those prospects. Sally, do you believe me? Sally, do you believe me? Give me a thumbs up if you believe me.
I think Danny.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
I got it. So let's do this. Let's talk about the platforms, because there's a lot of options, and you can get a little bit overwhelmed. I chatted with these two yesterday, and I'll ask you guys. There's Snapchat, there's TikTok, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. What else?
MySpace.
There's MySpace. You can have your own, pick your own music on the profile. What else? Anything else?
Twitch, podcast.
Twitch,
Podcasts.
podcasts,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's all of those.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah.
Clubhouse,
Clubhouse.
yeah. There's in my opinion, I'm gonna give you my opinion, then I'll ask these guys for their opinion. My opinion is, we got something beeping somewhere, somebody's phone.
The irony.
We found it.
Ring, ring.
In my opinion, to start, the best place to start as a foundation, in my opinion, is Facebook. You can start on others if you want to, but I mean, if you want to get a little bit of a platform for business, Facebook's probably a great place to start. The second, for me, or first or second, you can interchange, would be Instagram. Okay, Instagram and Facebook, those are the 1-2. And maybe if you're under 30, it's Instagram, Facebook. If you're over 30, maybe it's Facebook, Instagram. I don't know. But those two are almost identical as a 1-2. And then the third one, for effectiveness, in my opinion, is TikTok. And some of you going, what? I am not doing a dance on TikTok. That is not happening. I will just tell you, I believe that I'm just seeing. Now, I am not a TikToker yet,
TikToker.
in all honesty. But the results that are coming out of that platform between and TikTok, and you can apply that into Reels inside of Facebook and Stories and Instagram Live or whatever. The results that are coming out of that are massive. So Jesse Lee, talk about the platforms those 3 platforms. I know you're on all the platforms, but talk about those.
Yeah, so my main 3, of course, I've trained fit a whole bunch for Network Marketing Pro. I still use YouTube. I still use Twitter very, very infrequently for Twitter. I still do Clubhouse. I do everything. But even if you're on here and you're like, oh my God, Facebook's for old people, I do hear that. I'll tell you, I don't care. Like I'm a millennial. I'm young. Well, I'm 32. I guess I'm not that young anymore, but I'm not old. It's still a monster. And I'm telling you what, old people have money, okay? So if you're trying to build a business, 18-year-olds are trying to get scrappy, and it's those old people that are like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. So I still think Facebook's super important. When it comes to building my business on there, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not involved on Facebook. And we'll get into it throughout the next 2 days, so don't get overwhelmed with it or anything like that. But it is a blend of live video. It is a blend of posts. It is a blend of photos. It is a blend of having a profile that's set up properly so people know that you are in business. Some of you, I really think you're hoping people know you're in business by osmosis. Because I look at your profiles, I'm like, you're on our, like, we'll look over people on our team. I'm like, if I didn't sign you up, I'd have no idea. Like, you must be thinking people are just going to figure it out. So we'll teach you how to set it up properly, but Facebook's still super important. Instagram, I hammer. So I'm live on Instagram multiple times a day. I make multiple posts on my feed, usually I average 4 posts on my actual feed a day. My stories, probably 25 to 40 stories a day. I let people have my life like a movie. Eric started off by saying, how many of you feel like you know me? Same thing I mentioned in my keynote the other night. How many of you are like, that's my girl. Oh my God. Like, you're very involved in my life because I show you that. And we'll teach you how to take your stories from Instagram and have them naturally sent over to Facebook so you don't have to double post. We'll make your life a little easier for those of you who are already like freaking out. They're like, oh my God, thank you. JJ Davis just like did a whole full body reaction like, thank you, Jesus. All right. So we got you. Like, I wholeheartedly understand what it's like to be scared and nervous and certainly overwhelmed, but you don't need to be. It's about the messy action. Fraser and I were talking last night yesterday.
Messy action. Write that down.
Yeah.
Messy action.
It's going to be ugly.
Messy. Ugly. messy, imperfect activity.
Yeah, but we can probably
Give yourself permission to be messy
Mhm.
because it's never going to be perfect. You'll figure that out as you go.
Yeah, and like Fraser and I were talking about, and we'll go through cleaning up your profiles. We were talking about going through some of your Facebook memories, like, oh God. So some of you who are on here, like, oh, they just must always have been good at it. I actually think that sometimes taking the screenshot of what you posted 14 years ago,
Yeah.
which is just usually the most atrocious thing ever, and putting it in that Instagram story and being like, you can do it too,
Yep.
is actually very beneficial. So anyway, Instagram, like I said, I really do hammer it, and I'm constantly on there. But TikTok scared the crap out of me. Like, if we can be totally honest, it took a lot of convincing. So those you are like, she's like the TikTok, I get it. I'm like the TikTok network marketer today, okay? But I was the girl a year ago. I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't move like that. Okay, these hips do lie. Like I just can't do it. Like I'm not gonna dance, and like what's the point? There's just no way. And what I found is you can just be you on there. I didn't try to do the little dances and spend 17 hours learning them because I'm not a dancer. I didn't try to spend a bunch of time, learning what everybody else was doing. I just started listening to the sounds and going, how could that apply to my product or my business? Okay, let me try something. And just being really authentic, I'd write that word down for sure through all of this, really authentic to who Jessie Lee is, instead of trying to copycat what anybody's doing.
Mhm.
So jumping on trends on TikTok, but making it my own, instead of trying to be the 13-year-old girl shaking and gyrating and doing whatever else. And so I do go live on TikTok every single day as well. And one thing I'll tell you, for those of you who you're like, no, like I'm going to listen to what she says about TikTok, but I'm not going to do it. I'll give you my Venmo. Okay. Just send me your money because clearly you don't want to make any. All right. It's a joke, but like for real, it's like a cash register on TikTok. Because let me tell you something, that algorithm, how many of you, just raise your hand really fast just so I can kind of gauge the crowd since we can see all of you. How many of you have TikTok? Even if you don't post, you have it downloaded. Okay, awesome. A lot of you.
Mm-hmm.
Most of you have the app downloaded. Okay, great. If you don't, you will by the end of the day, all right? But even those of you that don't post, could you raise your hand again if it almost freaks you out sometimes how it's like the videos are purveyed for you? Like you're almost like, what? How do they know that I'm into cats between the ages of 7 and 14 years of age? I don't like kittens. And how do they know that my grandmother, like, you know what I mean? Like it's the crazy, that For You page is psychotically accurate.
And addictive.
Super addictive. So to Shailene's point of it's so addictive, people don't leave the app. They're like, they think that they're just gonna go, oh, I'm just gonna spend 10 minutes really fast. I'm just gonna, no, 4 hours later and their tub water is cold. And they're like, what happened? Which is really good for your business. Because if they've commented on your TikTok and you're DMing right away, I'm closing sales rapid fire because the phone never left their hand. They're trapped in a TikTok cycle. I'm just going to capitalize on it. So speed matters a lot on TikTok, but I'll just tell you.
Which platform of those three do you get most of your results from? What's a 1, 2, 3?
One is TikTok. Right
Number
now,
one.
for sure. And it was different in December when you asked.
Yep, 2.
One is TikTok, and 2. See, you have to have faith. I still think Facebook is like my home base, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think Instagram is second now, and then Facebook is really where I organize and I sort and I have it really being a business. And I think Facebook is almost my validator because if somebody finds me on TikTok,
Yeah, they're always going to go look there.
Yeah, and they go Google and they search my name and they do
Julie
whatever.
Boyer says, this is why I deleted the app. I couldn't stop watching and I felt like I was losing so much time.
We can talk
Here's
about
what I
that
would
too.
say about that, Julie, is you use the app, don't let the app use you. You take charge. It's your platform to be able to make money. You don't need to worry about getting trapped because you're going to be creating more content than you're going to be consuming. You're not going to be consuming much content. You're going to be creating a lot. And we'll show you how to do that with your style. You know, it's going to be great. Shailene and Brock, you guys are more focused on Instagram, yeah?
That's what we teach.
That's your
primarily, but
primary?
We love TikTok.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
fan.
So you would go Instagram, then
I would say, yeah, I would say Instagram first in terms of like business building for
Uh-huh.
me, but in terms of like quickly growing an audience that transfers, TikTok.
yeah.
Just insane, and it's just crazy, and also effort. Like I don't have to put as much effort into TikTok as I do Instagram, and it's so much fun. It's so freaking fun. And personally, for those of you who don't have the app yet, I find it the happiest app I own. Like I never get up on Instagram. Sometimes I'm like, this makes me feel bad about my life. I should be going on nicer vacations. You know, like I just feel like I should be doing more.
Right.
And with TikTok, I'm just like, this is so great. This is so funny. This is so real. Like and it's the algorithm, but it is literally that fun and it's inspirational. So I would say Instagram at the moment it's at the top, but TikTok
It's really climbing.
really high up there because it grew so fast for me and it's fun.
Brock?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I grew by 300,000 followers on TikTok like that, super fast. So like my mom was saying, the potential for growth on TikTok is through the roof. And it's because of how the algorithm works. Instagram is now very similar when it comes to Instagram Reels.
Reels.
So in 2020, I went hard on Instagram, posting, multiple times a day, going live, doing all the right things. And I grew a decent amount. I grew from about 40,000 followers to 80,000, which was, that's a good growth. That's doubling in a year.
Yep.
In the last month, I've been posting almost exclusively on Instagram Reels, 2 Reels per day. I've doubled my following again, or grown by 40,000 followers again. So I went from 80,000 to 120,000 in a month. 40,000 followers in a month. That's more than 1,000 followers in a day. And followers, followers are here and there. That's vanity. What we really care about here, and the reason we're here, is customers and business growth.
Well, but followers, here's the thing. If you've got followers, you have a chance at reaching them.
Yeah.
You have a potential audience so long as you bring value. But if you do, I don't know, it's like 2 million people on the Network Marketing Pro page. We've got an email list of a couple million people. We got Instagram's kind of weak with like 400,000, something like that. Should be millions. But just with that, any day I want, I could put out something of value, and there's going to be a huge number of people that say, yep, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Any day I want. So just understand the same thing's true for you. When you build a following, any day you want, you could say, I'm going to go get some customers today.
Yep.
Boom. And you got them.
Yes.
Any day you feel like it. So building that audience, that reach, what Robert Kiyosaki said really well was rich people, wealthy people, look for networks and build networks. And that's what your following is a network. Everybody else just looks for work. We're building networks. Okay? So think of it in terms of your ability right from where you are. Even if you're not like a celebrity, even if you don't view yourself as somebody that's particularly interesting, it doesn't matter. You can bring value to an audience with whatever personality you've got. Be authentic, but what I like to say is be your best version of authentic. You know what I mean? If you're having a bad day, you don't need to show everybody you're having a bad day. You can say, I'm having a bad day, but here's what I'm doing about it.
Yeah.
Don't leave them depressed. You don't want to have the depression network. When people think about you, oh yeah, that sad person. Yeah, have you seen the sad person? You don't necessarily want that. So Fraser, your thoughts on the platforms.
So mine's a little bit different. So I love Facebook. And in fact, I would love to play a game with you guys. I'm going to give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. When I say go, I want you to let me know what your favorite platform is. Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. All right? 1, 2, 3, go. Let me know in the chat because here we go. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. There's a lot of Facebook in there. But the thing is with me, I'm awful at TikTok. When everyone's ticking, I'm talking. Like, it's just, I'm a mess. But I do it, I'm a mess on purpose because I train myself over the years, and I challenge you guys to do the exact same thing, is instead of going, ha, 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 start going, ooh. Instead of seeing content and going, ha, ha, that was funny, next. Ha, 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 that was funny, next. Instead, go like, ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
I'll save that. So when I'm lacking inspiration, motivation, I can go into my saved folder or however you want to do it. And I can go, oh, I'll do a version of that. I'll model what the people are doing. I think the second thing I'll mention is that it's network marketing. We build a network, but we also got to become good at marketing as well. So it's super important, but I just love Facebook. For me, network marketing is turning strangers into friends, friends into family. That's the basics of network marketing to me. And the idea of me pressing add as friend, I've done half of it. Add as friend, done. But I will say that the algorithm on Facebook will frustrate you. You have 1,000 friends, you won't get 1,000 likes. Anyone feel me on that one? You've got 2 million followers, 1,000 people show up on a live.
Right.
Where are the other 1.999 million? Whereas the algorithms on Instagram Reels and TikTok, they'll fascinate you.
Yeah.
They'll fascinate you, and they'll force you to create content versus maybe, okay. But for me, it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I just love it. I work with people all over the world, and I think outside of the US, I think Facebook is still the number one that people kind of look to. However, I am starting to wake up in the morning, grab my phone, and I open Instagram ahead of Facebook. Just because I'm seeing the behind-the-scenes life. I'm not seeing structured content. I'm just seeing real content. And I think in the world we live in now, people are looking for the real leader, not the right leader. They're just looking for real. And I'm saying it. It's real. And it's called Instagram Reels, right? It might not be called the same, but it's relationship. If you want to extend it, it's relationship. So I'm just to be honest with you, I'm excited about all platforms. And I might sound a bit messy in my head because it is a little bit messy. And I think maybe 2 years ago, the message was master one platform. Just master Facebook, worry about the rest now. I think because of the restrictions on a lot of the platforms, we have to get good at all of them.
Yeah.
We have to get good at Facebook. We have to get good at Instagram. We have to get good at TikTok.
Well,
That's what I've
and
heard.
those three, I think that our goal for these 2 days is that you get a solid presence, that we really clean up those three for you, that you download them, that you have them, that you're ready to go, and that we get you in motion on all three. Nice. And ultimately, as you get in motion on those three and feel comfortable and solid, then you can look to add Twitch or podcast or YouTube or LinkedIn or Snapchat or any of the others that you'd like, or the ones that are going to come in the future. You can add those. But if you get these three as a platform, that'll be a solid foundation to be able to build on. Do you have something you want
I
to
was
add?
just saying, please take what he just said very seriously, because the reason I started going in on Instagram, this is probably 18 months ago now, 18 months ago. I remember I was in Australia, and sometimes when you travel internationally, for those of you who aspire to have very large international teams, so something happens to social media, they go, oh my God, somebody stole your account, and they shut it down.
Yeah.
So just so you know, this is a real thing. And my whole entire Facebook page shut down for 7 days because they thought that there were hackers in my Facebook page. Well, there weren't. It was me. It was like, you've been logged in Australia. I'm like, I'm in Australia. Okay, mates? Like, what the heck?
Mate.
And so I'm like, oh my God, like, where are my people going to find me? I had a very limited presence on Instagram at the time. I think I had, no joke, like maybe 20,000 followers, 20,000 followers. It was nothing compared to whatever. I don't know. It was nothing compared to what I have now. And I'm like, this is a problem. This is a really big problem. I had never once used Instagram Live at that point in time at all. And that was when I started taking videos that I had on my phone. I started uploading them on my YouTube. I'm like, Instagram, I got to go all in. And so now when it gets shut down for like a day, because this does happen still occasionally. I'm sure you've all been shut down in some kind of Facebook jail, as I call it. I'm like, okay, over to Instagram we go, over to TikTok. We're just gonna do 18 TikToks today since Facebook decides to, whatever. But just have an awareness that you don't know what you're not in control over what gets shut down and what doesn't. So having a presence everywhere, almost, if you want to write down a word, omnipresence on social media, it's really important to your business.
And I think one of my mindsets was, yeah, but everyone who follows me on Facebook, well, it'll just be the same people on Instagram and the same people on TikTok. This was like 2 years ago. I was so wrong. Because I started going live on Facebook and I started going live on TikTok at the same time. And there's 400 people on Facebook, there's 200 people on Instagram. I'm like, whoa, the people are on completely different platforms. I've got to be everywhere. I've got to be everywhere. So yeah, I think it's fundamental.
All right, so let's pivot, and we're going to start with Facebook, not because it's most important, it's just one of the three. We're going to start with Facebook, and we're going to do a profile makeover for every single one of you. I want you to pull up your Facebook profile on your phone or on your computer, whatever. Pull it up right now, and we're going to break down all the different elements of that, and I'm going to have these experts offer how you can clean it up, okay? Show me one of your hands, shake one of your hands if you got the Facebook profile up. Got it ready to go? If for some crazy reason you don't have Facebook downloaded, now would be a good time. I don't know if anybody in the world that does not at least have a profile.
Does anyone not have a profile?
Anybody not have a profile on Facebook? Raise your hands if you don't have a profile. No, come on. All right. So point number one on your profile is your profile picture. So let's go personal page. Personal page. Profile picture. Start with Brock. What should that profile picture, what should it contain? What should it be? What are the characteristics of a great profile picture?
Absolutely. If it's your personal page, it should be a photo of you. I understand that your family is important to you, but the family photo shouldn't be the profile photo, because who am I connecting with there?
Right. So it should be of you, not your cat, not your picture of your company's product, not your company logo, not some cool sunset. It should be you. Okay? Now, put me on this camera over here. Can you do that? And pull back farther back.
Okay.
So make it a long shot.
I know where we're going.
Should it be?
Yes.
Should the profile picture be, "Hi, I'm Eric"? Should it? Because some of you you're standing on a mountaintop, or you're back in the background, and you can't really see who this person is. Or tell me when it should stop. It should be somewhere
Yeah.
in here. Hi. And it should be a smile, and it should be, something that exhibits your character. It could be you. It could be you laughing. It could be something, but yeah, it could be that too. A little scary, but really, truly, in your face. I'm tricking these guys. In your face, smiling, or whatever your personality is. If it's goofy, whatever it happens to be, but it needs to be recognizable, right? Yeah, it could be that.
Look at this throwback.
It could be that.
Eric.
Wow.
I think you should switch. Right now. Switch.
So, how can we do some makeovers with this profile picture? You want to go grab the computer and just grab some of these people's handles and look them up?
I can show them the basics.
Go.
Yeah, right, we'll do it. All right, guys. So this is what I call a Facebook facelift, social media makeover. Let's see if we can get the screen showing. That'd be awesome. All right. So let's start with the profile photo. So I'm someone who understands that the only people who are going to see this photo right now are the people who visit your profile. The problem is, no one's going to see this unless they literally search for Fraser Brooks, But people don't know you guys yet. So the fundamental is actually this, how the thumbnail looks when it's super, super, super small.
Yes.
Now, can people see my eyeballs? No. Can they see my teeth? I mean, I've got big teeth, so they probably can see my teeth. But they can see the background. The background's like bright. It's yellow. It's popping. So what I want you to do, actually, I want you to download an app. Sorry, I'm coming back from my phone. I want you to download.
Let me tell you one thing that I think is important is contrast. If you can have a dark to a light to a dark, something that pops, some great color, some contrast that is eye-catching.
I just need the ability to be able to share my screen on my phone. If someone can help me sort that, saying only the host can share it in this meeting. I'll leave that there. So I want you to download an app called Photo Room. Photo Room. It's a free app. Should take you 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds to download.
Download it right now, because we're
Do
going to
it
have
now.
you use this to update your profile picture. Photo Room.
Photo Room, right? We good? Okay, we're good. All right, so Photo Room. It should look like this. When the screen shows on your end, it should see the bottom left, Photo Room. Now, click on that. Super easy, super easy. Now, if you've already got your professional photos done, then use that one. Go into the camera roll and use that one. But I'm just going to do one right now. Let's go with, let's just use this one. Right? I took this moments ago. It will scan the photo and remove the background. You might need a better one than that one because I've got no ears on that one because of the background fuzzing in. But what I can do is I can quite simply click on this button. Now, this is a bad photo, as you can see, but I can change the color. So I can go on from, I've got the background here. Let's go background. And click on background, replace. I can go with different kind of colors here. Let's go this one. And there we go. That's it. That's all I've got to do. And I can hit the top right-hand corner. And I can just press save.
You can remove the logo on that.
I can remove the logo. A lot of the profile photos are circular anyway. But I mean, this is a bad photo because I've literally lost all my ears and I look a little bit weird and I'm not central. But you can play around with it. I just recommend you taking a selfie on your phone right now. Go onto the Photo Room
Or
app.
take, almost all of these people did a photo shoot over the course of the last 30, 45 days.
Amazing.
Take a great one, because it's kind of a close one of you. Put it into that photo room. Is it called?
Photo Room, yeah.
Photo room.
app. Mhm.
Pick a really cool colored background and just see how that pops. Like he just took a selfie of himself.
Was it?
You can do the same.
It's super, super simple. Just go into Photo Room. It's not like in my, there we go, select from photo. For this one will be better. But it will scan the room again. If you do it just behind there we go, that's slightly better. There we go. I mean, that's not too bad. I can't do anything.
But it's going to be noticeable in people's feed right away. Picking a cool background, the little white outline of the person's head. It's kind of interesting. And you could put any background you want. But some, like for anybody been following me a long time, remember when I used to do the green? I had green on everything, the GoPro green, and then my profile was green, everything was green. But it was noticeable really quick.
Yeah.
What was the app look like again?
Photo Room. Yeah, this one bottom left of my screen there. Bottom left.
The
So-
purple.
And it's a good point you made because you could, if you wanted to get creative, you could have a team. Maybe you've got a team color. Maybe you've got a brand, like a branding color. Maybe it's like a bright yellow, as Eric said, a green kind of color. You could encourage all your team to use that color if you wanted.
Who's done it already? Raise your hands if you've done this right now already.
Emma
So
Tia,
can you pick one of them out and look them up?
can we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a
Wave
wave
your
if
hands
you've done.
again.
Give me a wave if you've done yours. Brenda Howley, 20. Is it Z6? Brenda Howley.
No, I mean, can you bring them up on your laptop? Can you just look them up?
Guys, am I able to pull that up? Because I've got no handles on this end. I'm
No,
not.
if you
I'm
go-
not
if you
on
go-
the Zoom. I'm not connected on the Zoom here.
If you go into Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, I could do that. All right, come on, Brenda. Let's see if I can do that.
Did you change it on Facebook? If you've done this and changed it on Facebook, raise your hand so he can look you up.
Oh, come on, Brenda. Come on, Brenda. Good
Let's see
effort.
Brenda's. Can we show it up? Is that connected?
Should come up. There we go.
Yeah,
see?
Good
Yeah,
job.
see?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that.
اوكي جايز سو هيدا اول سكشن خلصت. رح ناخد على القد 3 دقايق بريك تفتح انا تاني سكشن. بهيدا الوقت كلياتكم فوتوا على فيسبوك وغيروا الصورة تبعكم على فيسبوك مثل ما هو قال. اوكي so this is what you need to do. let's take 3 minutes. مين حسها هينة بهيدا الاب؟ في حدا محمد I think أو محمود بعتوا لنا اللينك تبع الاب. إذا ما عم بتلاقوها فوتوا على الجروب and اكبسوا على الاب ودغري بتقدروا تنزلوها وتستعملوها. بعتوها على جروب Jades and Above. اللي بيعملها بليز اكتبوا دن دن دن. هلا ما ضروري تاخذوا صورة جديدة، فيكن تستعملوا صورة اوريدي موجودة. اوكي نادين عم بتقول بدها صورة جديدة. هلا نادين نقي حيلا وحدة وحطيها، بس ما تفلوا اليوم من التريننج ما عندكم صورة. فوتي اعملي ميك اب وصوري صورة ونزليها. ما حدا. روان عملتها، سرار عملتها، تانيا، نادين ما عم بتلاقي. هلا بالبريك فوتي زبطي حالك وفقشي صورة لإلك جديدة. لميس done. إيهام هادي done. good job guys. good job guys. هيثم برافو زبطت، بس أنا رأيي غير الموف لإلك أنت. Gary yellow beautiful. they did it guys. perfect. so خلينا نبدأ من هونيك. ورح تشوفوا اليوم رح يحكوا عن كتير applications تقدروا تستعملوهم editing. رح يعطوا applications editing صور، applications editing للفيديوز، و applications editing لللينكس. so هول كلياتهم ببلاش تقدروا تستعملوهم. اوكي جاري برأيك منكمل أم ناخد بريك 5 دقايق؟ لأنه السكشن الثاني مدتها ساعة. بدكن بريك 5 دقايق. بهيدا الوقت بتعملوا البوستينج. يلا جايز رح ناخد بريك 5 دقايق، بنرجع بنعمل سيشن، نرجع بناخد لانش بريك. اوكي 5 minutes بريك. شهان اذا فيك تحط كاونت داون 5 minutes على سكرين على يوتيوب that would be perfect.
Nice work, Brenda.
That's good. You know what, Brenda? I'm just
Who
gonna.
else? Let's pick another one.
I'm just sending Brenda a friend request. I want to be friends with Brenda.
I like it. I
I
like
want to
it.
be friends with you, Brenda. All right. Let's go with another one. Who else has done it? Jenny Coates. I hope I'm saying your name right. I am going to butcher some names, and I don't do it intentionally. Let's go. See if I can find. Ooh! Look at that!
Yeah.
That's nice.
Isn't that
Come
cool?
on! Look at this! Ha ha! It pops, right?
Pick another one.
All right, let's go with
Who
another
else
one.
has done it?
Let's go. Is it Lorraine? Oh, I've gone big with the Lorraine Dumas. I'm saying it right. I hope I am. I really do. All right, let's do it.
Can you use the existing photo? Yes, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Grab an
Ooh.
existing photo and use it.
Uh-oh. Let's see if I can find. I should be able to find you straight away with the popping background. Is this you, Lorraine?
I think it's
No?
only one R.
One R. All right, brilliant. Thank you. There we go.
Boom.
Yeah, bang.
See how you
straight off.
jump out?
Look at that.
Nice.
So,
Pick another one. Pick a guy.
I'm adding people like crazy. One thing I would mention, guys, is do try and find the contrasting color. So Lorraine, and I know you've done
Like
it
blue
super
on blue,
fast.
right.
Right. There's a bit of blue on blue. You've also got a blue background on your thing. I would go like bright yellows, like neon's really in right now. Go with like the neon colors to just really get that contrast because it will make a difference. And I think it will actually make more of a difference when it's on Instagram as well, because of the stories. When we come to Instagram, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
But super important. All right, let's go with the guy then, right? Let's see. James Zeng. James, give me yes. All right, I'm really conscious of getting people's names wrong, right? There we go. Let's go. Oh, yes. See, look at that.
Look at the difference. Go back one.
Yes.
Go just
doing it.
hit the back arrow.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
a look at all the James Zangs. Who are you gonna pick?
Right.
Which
James
one
Zeng's
stands
brilliant.
out?
James Zeng's #1 for a reason.
I mean, the rest of them you can't. They're completely anonymous, nondescript. Yeah,
So-
they're whatever. You know.
I remember, Eric, you did a great training with Les Brown a few years ago.
Yeah.
And you got people on stage, and it was based on the clothes that they were wearing.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
great training.
And their energy, right?
It was
that?
great. And like, yeah, would you
Pokemon.
Yeah, like this, would you join a Pokemon? Exactly. Like, get professional. This is a face.
Let me see that orange. I really love that orange.
Yeah, James. Like, good choice, brother. Good choice. I like it.
If that was in my friend request list, I'd jump on that in a second.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be confirming. In fact,
Great. Love
there
it.
we go. Add friend. I'm adding friends like crazy here. I'm adding friends like crazy. This is great. All right. So let's go back. So that's super important to do that again. Photo.
Every
room.
one of you, here's assignment number 1. Every one of you, while we're doing this, pick the best photo from your photo shoot that shows kind of close of your face. Pick a background that you like using this app and update this so you've got it inside of your, and I want to see it when I go into the accelerator group. I want to see all of the different people that are in that group. We'll be able to pick that and take a look at it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure, and go post which one that you did inside of the Facebook group so we can all see it. Pick which photo that you did. Do you have any other feedback on profile pictures? Because I know you've trained on this
I
extensively.
just think that most people, I mean, this app is great because it really does make it dummy
Mm-hmm.
proof. But I think most of us, we forget how tiny it is on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, oh, I like the shirt I'm wearing. I like the back. You know, we try to come out too far, as you said. So I think the closer we come in on the face, because we look at the eyes, we look at, and we just go, does this person look trustworthy? Do they look interesting? And if it's just too far away, you don't pick up on those cues. So
What's the name of the
closer's
Facebook group? GoPro Accelerator. That's the Facebook group. What's the name of the app?
Photo room.
Photo Room.
Yeah, my accent might make it a little bit difficult for you
better.
guys.
So simple.
Photo room. Yeah.
Brock, any other feedback that you have on the profile picture?
You said in the last 30 to 45 days they've had a professional photo shoot, right?
Well, here's the challenge. Either professional, or if they have a friend who's a photographer, go do or hire a little lifestyle photographer and go get shots and post them into the group, which 1,000 of them have done. And they have some great pictures.
Awesome.
Right? So they've got some good fresh stock to work with.
What I was going to say is, like you said earlier, you got it right here. An HD camera. We all have a beautiful light source known as the sun. Stand near a window. It's great lighting. You can take a nice close-up selfie. Maybe you've changed your hair since that photo shoot. So you can always take updated photos on your phone whenever you need them.
Donata says, can we move to serious things? I understand profile photo is very important, but everyone can do it themselves. Free time, not on social media mastery. Let's move to communication strategies. We'll get there. I promise you, some of you are going to be advanced. Some of you are going to be starters. We're going to go through every single little piece of your profile on every platform until we get it right. Because once we get that right and we clean it up, then we can move to you being able to generate prospects and you being able to convert those into customers and distributors and to stay in communications with them. We're going to be very fundamental here, and we're going to be very granular, okay? So just for your expectation, we're going to go step by step, really, truly, and no kidding.
And I think, touching what Eric just said there as well, it's important as well to kind of reverse engineer this. You got to teach what your team's going to do. Like, this is a great training for you to actually do on one of your team training calls, for you to take them through and say, hey, let's get your profile photo changed right now. Let's do it. It's super important.
Let's go to second phase, which is cover photo.
Yeah, cover photo. Okay, so now for those of you who have got your professional photos already kind of sorted, this is where we're going to create what's called the social media billboard. Now, the only people who are going to see this are the people who come onto your profile, or if people hover over your name, depending on the device you're on, it'll show as well. But so you want to make sure that you're using a secondary photo. So don't have the same photo all the time. Maybe a little different angle. I mean, my photos look the same because I'm kind of like Zoolander. I only have one pose. Like I only have, like, you can see there, right? I just have one
blue
smile.
Steel.
That's my blue steel. You know, that's about as good as it gets with me. I just own it, right? So here we go. So you have two options right now. Now, if you're pretty decent with technology, there's a great website called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. I've got it up here. There we go, canva.com. This is a great website where you can quite simply go onto canva.com and you can actually find the templates in the top. You see it's got templates, completely free, and it will then show you Facebook covers. So you don't have to worry about the dimensions or anything like that. You can choose a lot of the different templates and you can simply change the wordings. We'll talk about what to put in the wordings in a minute. I want to give you both options. The second option, and I would highly recommend this if you're prepared to spend $10 US, I promise you, it's a great investment. And that website is Fiverr.com, but it's Fiverr, Fiverr.com.
Yep.
Right? So Fiverr.com. Okay. So when you're on Fiverr.com, you'll then be able to type in at the top, Facebook cover design, and then it will give you a load of different people who work from home who are simply going to create a cover based on your recommendations. Now, this is how I do all of my cover photos, every single one. If I want to promote something, I've got it in my cover photo. If I want to promote me, I've got it in my cover photo because it's a social media billboard, right? So I would make a decision. Am I going to do it on my own? It'll take me some time. I need a little bit of skill to do it. Or am I going to invest $5 to $10 US and send it in on Fiverr? I would highly, highly recommend Fiverr. Highly recommend it. So all I would do is I would go onto Fiverr. I would click on here. I would just press continue. All right. And what we'll do when you've made your payment, all it's going to do is it's going to ask you for what dimensions would you like. All you have to do is say, hey, it's for a Facebook profile cover photo. So Facebook profile cover photo. You're going to attach your image. Just write these steps down, guys. So you need a Facebook profile cover photo. Step two, you're going to attach your photo to it. So one of your professional photos you've got that's different to your profile photo. Step three, I would then actually ask them to write down 3 things about you that make you you, right? Because a lot of people are going to see that cover photo straight away and go, ooh, what's this person all about? So maybe loving mom, travel lover, health and wellness freak. On mine, I just have 3 basic things about me. international speaker, best-selling author, hashtag #1 social media trainer. That's it. So now what do you think people are going to see when they see my profile on someone else's comment, when they see that thumbnail, they're like, oh, I like the energy of that color. They can't even see my face. They're like, oh, nice name, nice color, click. Then they come and go, what's this guy all about? All right, well, he's only got one pose. He's only got one smile. All right, I get that. They go, oh, he's a speaker, an author, a trainer. All right, cool. Maybe someone who can help me. Maybe someone I want to connect with. Maybe someone who I want to be friends with. So again, step 1, Facebook profile cover photo. Step 2, attach the image. Step 3, 1, 2, or 3 things about you along with your name, right? The other option is using a photo of you and your family, you traveling. The only thing I've got against that is it doesn't tell other people more about you. If you look at the screen, if you look at my profile, what percentage of the vertical feed is that cover photo taken up? It's not far off 50%. It's like 40, 50%. You got to use it wisely. You have to use it wisely. Now, I'll give you a little kind of thing that makes the cover photo better. So what I would do, step 4, is I would make sure that they are very aware that it needs to be mobile optimized, because the majority of people will kind of see, will use the mobile app on Facebook to see you. So I think I'm still sharing my screen here. If we can pull it up. It's very, very important, because you'll see that my profile photo actually cuts off that kind of bottom middle kind of piece of the cover photo. So you don't want anything written in there. But here's the kind of advanced hack bit. Have a button on there. I haven't got it on mine just yet, but have a button on there that says, click here for something, right? Click here for more. Click here to join my group. Click here to get my free thing. Click here to connect. And when people actually click on the cover photo, you write it in the description, a little link to a Facebook group that you've got, a link to a video that you have, a link to your direct messenger. Every single one of you can get a link to your direct messenger. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But use it wisely. It's a massive piece of the screen, so you should be advertising you, and you should be giving them something to do. It might even be like an arrow pointing down to connect with me, add me as a friend, send me a message. If you don't ask, you don't get. So again, let's recap. Number 1, choose whether you're going to do it yourself or you're going to pay someone to do it for you. Again, I would highly recommend it. You guys are worth way more than spending your time on Canva doing it, right? So Fiverr.com. Step 1, attach the photo. Step 2, ask for the Facebook profile cover design. Step 3, write your name. Give them I want my name on there, Fraser Brooks. Step 1, step 2, step 3, loving mother, world traveler, fitness freak. And then step 4, have a button, an arrow or a button where they can click on, and they can take you to, they can click on a link or anything like that. This is super, super, super important, because I might not even have any of my previous ones. Let me see if I want to make sure I've got some of my old ones on here where they were shocking. I don't know if I've still got them. I'm advertising on there big time. What the heck did that tell anyone? Look at me. I'm the flash guy. Look at my car. Look at my house. Right? Didn't tell anyone anything about me. Right? This one, just speaking at an event. Can you even see it's me? I don't even know if it is me. Right? Down, I think it's a golf presentation. Okay. This one, it's not even my face. It's the back of my head. But social media progresses so much.
Oh, that's great.
So much. This one, some of you guys know Jesse Lee for a deck of cards. I was doing the same training years ago, right? It's crazy. So this is me in the red square. It doesn't tell anyone anything. And I used to do this, but I progress.
Yeah.
I progress. I used to put quotes on there. Winners never quit and quitters never win. It's not doing anything for me. There's no advertising there. There's no brand building there. Would you guys agree? Give me a wave if you would agree that the cover photos I've got now, there we go. All right, the cover photos now. who is this guy? Like, that's not even me. Like, I'm actually slightly embarrassed here because I didn't realize I had these cover photos
are
on
great.
here. Like, come on.
This is great.
So I had a different pose there. That was a completely different pose. But yeah, I'm coming off this because I'm embarrassed.
It could get worse.
Right? I'm going red. I'm going bright red here. All right. So it's completely different. It's professional. Would you join that person or would you join the guy who had the, I don't even know if that was me, that first one. So again, go to Canva. Now you might need to go ahead and actually go and request this today to fill in this Fiverr application. It can take 1, 2, 3 days for it to return back. But I would highly recommend them going ahead and doing
How
that.
do you manage to have a cover photo which gets mobile phone sized? You know, if it works on.
So if you simply ask the person who you're doing the Fiverr with, so once you've made your payment here, it will then give you like a form to fill in, really basic. Just make sure you put it in there saying, I want a Facebook profile cover photo that's optimized for mobile, right? That's optimized for mobile. So, and you can even just put in there, say, please don't use the bottom half of the cover. That's all you'll need to say. A lot of these guys have done so many of these cover designs. It should make a lot of sense. But what I would tell you is a lot of these guys, you can see here on this one, it says ultimate revisions. So if they send you one back and you're like, that's not me, you just tell them. But you have to be super clear with them on what you want. And here's the great thing, guys. Once you've done this, you're done. You don't have to do a new cover every single day. You don't have to do a new cover every single week. I've not changed my cover for a while. I'm definitely not going to be going back to my original cover photos, that's for sure. All right? So that's pretty much it with the cover photo. I know.
And what are you guys' feedback when it comes to cover photos?
I think it's, you know, whether we're talking about personal or professional. Are we going to talk about pages later? Right?
Yeah, right now, just getting their profiles cleaned
Profiles.
up.
I just think you've got one opportunity. It's like a glance, and we make quick assumptions. So you glance at a photo, and you just have to ask people. You have to ask yourself, what's the first impression I'm giving people? Is this about me? Is it about them? I'm a big fan of trying to create an immediate understanding of what's in it for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
Absolutely.
So
Mine's similar. Like, just really quickly, some of you, I think, just go, even if, like Fraser just said, it's going to take 3 days to get your first revision back or whatever. But some of you should go change your cover photo right now. Like, I know it's not going to be your ultimate cover photo that you're changing in 5 days or whenever it's back. But like, I'm sitting here right now, and if you were to go to my Facebook page, I think it's awesome. It's a gigantic team photo of like 1,000 people. But now I'm like, yeah, like cool, right? But I'm like, you know what? It's cool. It'd be cooler if it was like, click here. It'd be cooler if it was like, I'm boss, or, you know, whatever. I'll put my things on there. But like something, you know, those of you I saw in the chat asking about your family or whatever, yeah, you can utilize that space for something like that until your Fiverr is back, until your Canva is back, until whatever. See how coachable I am? I did my little photo with you. Oh my God. Come on, man.
And speaking of coachable, most of you are not.
He's over here on his laptop.
I'm looking inside of this accelerator group.
Here we go.
And Carrie Moncrief has done it.
Uh-oh.
And then I got to scroll past a bunch of, you know,
Oh my God.
distant photos. Scroll. Come on. Then Nicola Hoke has done hers. Alicia McPeak has done hers. Georgie Dorset, great one. Jayshree Chesmawala, awesome one. But a bunch of you, you're sitting right there. Raise your hands if you've actually changed your profile photo. Raise it. If you haven't, why not? You're sitting here. Why not? Just change it. You can change it back if you hate it. I don't care, but change it, okay? And with the cover photo, it might take you a little bit of time, but get things moving. Get things moving. Set a goal. This needs to be done this week, okay? So that's it. Third thing for your profile is your bio, your description.
Yeah. So I actually saw that someone had already changed it. So Ludi Flores, This is, so Ludi obviously just made the change to a profile photo and put like a real quick cover photo on there. Make sure another photo of you is in the cover photo too, right? Just make sure another photo of you is in the cover photo. So there's 2 photos of you straight away, all right? Just make sure that you get that done. Okay, the bio. So this is super important because this is where you're going to tell people, and there's 2 parts of the bio. There's the kind of like an introduction part here, and then there's the more things about you here. Now, I want to make sure those of you who may be thinking, oh, I've already done this, and you switch off, I want you to make sure that you listen to this extremely carefully, because I'm going to give you a hack, which you need to make sure you know before we move on with this process. You guys are going to be way ahead of the game when you know this. So here you can see on mine, it simply says, on a mission to help network marketers set their business on fire using social media. Follow me. A lot of you guys don't have the words follow me on there. Why not? If you don't ask, you don't get. So here's what I would do. I want you to fill in these blanks, right? There's 2 options. I'll give you both options. Helping blank to blank. Helping blank to blank. So helping women to feel better, get more energy, whatever it might be, right? Helping couples travel more for less, okay? What's it going to be? Who are you helping and how are you helping them? Who are you helping and how are you helping them? So the second option is on a mission to help blank to blank. Very, very simple. So on a mission to help, there we go. On a mission to help women travel the world. On a mission to help women travel the world. On a mission to help single fathers get better skin, right? Everyone, you guys can all have your own niche or niche. You guys call it, right? Niche.
Yeah.
We call it niche, but I'll go with niche.
I like niche.
Niches to riches doesn't sound so good, does it? No. I know you've got a saying with that one.
I love saying it too.
I love saying it, right? So have that. And if any of you guys feel like you've already completed that sentence, then let me know in the chat. Yes. Helping blank to blank. And it can be super basic. But just start out by completing that. And again, on a mission to help blank to blank. Because when people read this, like for me, guess who doesn't add me or follow me? People who don't like network marketing.
Right.
Or people who say they don't like network marketing, but really, they really love it. And they just don't want to expose themselves yet. Some people say that haters are just confused supporters. I would agree. Right? So I'm like, hey, I'm a network marketer. Like, look at me. I'm proud of network marketing, man. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
So who do you think adds me and follows me? Network marketers. Right? So make sure you put that. On a mission to help young people reach their potential. I like that. On a mission to help women stop struggling from menopausal symptoms. I like that. On a mission to help On a mission to help pets and people live their best life. I love it. I love that. I really do. Because again, I think Shailene mentioned it before, was that you need to tell people how you can help them. So if someone reads mine, and previously I had it differently, they might first of all kind of go, oh, he's an international speaker, best-selling author, social media training, good for you, Fraser. How can you help me? And then they read the mission. They read how I help people. Because one thing I've learned over the years, guys, I'll tell you this, is your passion is for you, your purpose is for other people. Mm-hmm. And how are you going to help other people? How are you going to help other people grow is by telling them how you're going to help them grow. Helping women to create a life of freedom. Love that one. You can't fail when you fill in that equation. You just can't. You just cannot fail. If you want to kind of link it to your passion, do it. If you want to link it to your purpose, do it. If you want to link it to your business opportunity, do it. If you want to link it to your product or service, do it. Do it. Helping families spend more time together. I like it. Follow me. Helping family, ask me how. Follow me, ask me how. Don't miss that off. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of the intro of the bio. Are you guys starting to understand what your sentence is going to be? Give me a wave if you are. I want to make sure that all right, some of you guys know. Matt Doxy, have you got yours? Yeah, I love it. Right, make sure you get this filled in, guys. Make sure you get this filled in. Okay. So the second bit is then this intro section, right? This is where it gets a little bit more technical in terms of like, what do you do? Where do you live? Now, here's the kind of the hack that you must get right. Where it says lives and from, for those of you who know the suggested friends feature, it will be heavily weighed on the pages that you like and the places where you live or where you're from. Now, here's where the hack comes in. If your company decides that it's going to launch a new market, so I live in Dubai, but I'm from a place called Formby, which is near Liverpool. That's why I have this accent that some people recognize from the Beatles. Your company opens up in Italy. One of the big mistakes that I see people make when they're trying to launch into a new country is they just try and build that country instead of focusing.
Guys, في ناس طلبوا مني بس ناخد دقيقتين لنظبط اللي حكى عنه فريجر هلا on a mission to helping. Okay, so let's take 2 minutes and fix that مع بعض دقيقتين. Okay, هيك نحن هون.
Energy on a city.
Guys, شو رأيكم? Contact me or follow me. خليهم follow me because I'm gonna do the page there. Ready guys? Please اكتبوا لي بالchat تشوفكم. يلا let's go. خلصتوها كلكم؟ مين عامل احطه yes؟ فيكم تعملوها من الفون. Let's go, let's go.
In that country. So here's the hack. You go into edit your profile. All right, this is how you edit the profile. I'm going to go back to make sure you guys got it. So simply click edit profile here. You can change the profile, the cover photo there if you want, the bio here. But then you can edit this where you've got the different your different places where you're living. You can edit these areas to the city that you want to build in, to the city that you want to have suggested friends pop up. So let's say your company opens in Canada. So I'm going to live, current city, I'm going to live in Toronto. I'm going to say I'm from Toronto. You slide these bars off so then it doesn't show on your profile, but Facebook know that, he's moved to Toronto. He lives in Toronto now. So now the suggested friends are like Mary, Toronto, Sarah, Toronto, Calvin, Toronto, Eric, Toronto, Tania, Toronto, Deborah, Toronto. It's a great way for you to generate more leads. We'll come back to lead generation a little bit later on. But make sure that you have where you live and where you're from, even if it's the same place. Even if you live, you are from Liverpool and you live in Liverpool, make sure you've written that down. Make sure you got both of them down. The second thing is what I would do is I'm a great believer in that a lot of people join other people in order to hire their status, right? So when a lot of us, we kind of put there like, I'm a nurse at the NHS. That's great, put that in. But also, if you want, put in CEO, owner, founder, right? Chief visionary officer at your own business. If you have a business page, you can link it. So I've linked it on there, owner and founder at my business page. So people will go and click on that, and then they can go follow me on there too. But when people see CEO, founder, owner, they straight away go like, oh, what's she own? What does she do? What's she run? Right? So it's super, super, super important to go ahead and get this done. So here we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Go onto your profile right now. Click on Edit Profile. Really, really quick. And then where it says Customize Your Intro, just press Edit. And just make sure you have this done. Just make sure that you've got at least where you work. Okay? Add workplace. So we can do one here. Add workplace. Add a workplace. Company. You put your company, this is where I will say, I would put your business page in there if you have one, or you can put self-employed, or you could put legend in the making. What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't put your company name on there. I wouldn't, this is just my personal preference. I wouldn't give the game away. I'm like Diamond Affiliate at Company X. I wouldn't recommend that. I don't know what the guys' opinions of that as well.
I think it's a little bit of mixed sometimes. I mean, you guys, some people, should they name their company? Should they name their products, or should they not? Or is it a personal preference?
I suppose it's personal preference, but my recommendation.
What do you think is getting the best results?
When you're not putting it in there.
When you don't put it in.
Yeah, because I want to start a conversation. If you already know what I'm using, you know the name of it, you know the company and where to get it from, then you can Google.
You got to create some curiosity so people reach out and connect with you.
At least a conversation.
Say, tell me what you do. We're trying to create conversations, and if they feel like they have all the information, then there's no reason for the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put my company all over my page. What we're talking about right now, guys, just to clarify, just because I'm reading the chats, is here in your who you actually work for.
Correct.
So I'm not hiding my product. I am not hiding my company. I wear the swag constantly. Everybody knows, right? Not everybody, but we're talking specifically right now, setting up your profile. Setting up your profile.
And somebody said, isn't the CEO and owner thing overplayed though? I don't think so.
No.
I think if you talk about, chairman of the board for, ABC, LLC, whatever it happens to be, that's accurate. If you're chairman of the board of your own company, if you're CEO of your life, if you're, president and founder of, your organization, that's all fine. That's all fine. I mean, we've all been trained that CEOs, founders, presidents, business owners are influential and important people. So be CEO of your business.
And with these practices, I think everything is a suggestion. And like Jesse said earlier, you have to try. You have to just try and see, is this working for me? Even though this might not be what someone told me to do, I want to try this because it's my intuition that this is going to work for me. You try it, and you don't have to be married to it for forever. If you start getting really great results, you're like, this is working for me because the people who I'm attracting like this.
And it's not about misleading people at all. What it is about describing enough, but then having people have a reason to reach out and say, can you tell me more?
Absolutely. It's like walking into a bar with a sign around your neck that says, I am single, but I'm looking for a husband tonight.
Right.
You know, like you just, it would be nice to have a conversation and let people get to know
Exactly.
you first.
Is there anything on privacy settings that we need to talk about inside of this?
I would make sure that everything is public.
Yes.
So
Amen.
and here,
Round of applause.
yeah, I think, I think, and I want to address the people who will, I don't want to say blame your job, but blame your job, right? So that, well, I can't because my company doesn't allow me to use social media. Well, when you're posting, there's a very simple thing you can do here. It works better on mobile, but you can actually edit the privacy of the post. See where it says public here? You can select that so it only goes to your friends list. I would never, ever, ever do that because you're never going to grow your network if you're doing it. But you can actually have it so include and exclude friends and lists. We're going to talk about lists later, but you can actually create a list of people within that company, like say if you're a nurse at the NHS, people that you're connected with, and those people will never be able to see that post you made. Let's say you love posting about your children, but you're really worried about, posting about your children. Then you can then just set it so only your close friends and family will see that post, but everyone else is going to be able to find you because you're public. It's so. I think it's so important to be public. If you want to build, we want to build on social media, it's got to be public. And based on what Eric said before, the goal of the profile is to get someone to land on the profile, which we're going to.
It's a business card.
Yeah.
It's a billboard.
Yeah.
You're putting out there and hoping that people drive by, scroll by, and go, wait a minute. Let me take a look at what this person's showing.
I'll tell you this: the people who land on your profile as a suspect, the people who add you as a friend and message you are a prospect. All right. So we've got to give people enough reason. We've got to create curiosity instead of raising resistance.
If people have a job in addition to the network marketing business, do you list a job? This person, Tammy's saying, for example, I'm a flight attendant and post a lot of travel pics. Does it help to have that on the bio? I just use a personal page as public.
I'd throw it on there.
Sure.
Just because if you're going to talk about travel and you can share the story and document the journey of how you went from flight attendant to, traveling the world and, from your network marketing business, I think that's great.
Do you need to add hobbies? What about hobbies?
I wouldn't. I would just make it clean. Like,
I agree.
Maybe your main profession.
Unless those are your passions.
Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily have that in the intro.
Okay.
Because there are some where it's like, owner of this, do this job, this job, this job. And you're like, geez, man, this person's got it going on. They're busy. Like, I just want it to be like, I just want to give people enough information where they're like, I just want to add this person, this person. Yeah, I'm in. I'm going to follow this person. And then outside of that, I would put the social media links in here. I am a great believer, and I've got to admit it's because of Jessie Lee. I watch so much of her lives and her stories where she just mentions Linktree in the bio, Linktree in the bio, Linktree in the bio. I'm like, what the heck is this Linktree in the bio thing? I was like, maybe it's an accent thing. I couldn't understand what a Linktree was. It made no sense to me.
Let's just pause for a second. Jessie Lee,
Yeah.
why don't you can stand up and tell everybody about Linktree.
Can I use your
And
laptop?
have
Just,
you
like,
guys
do it
been
really fast?
Yep.
promoting Linktree a lot
Yeah,
too?
we use Linktree.
So you can add some stuff to that. I'm gonna have Jesse do that and have these guys talk about it, and then we're gonna give you guys an assignment, and we'll do a little breakout and have an assignment. Okay? So
So for me, I don't know how many of you have companies where maybe you have multiple websites or you have a lot going on or whatever. But for me personally, our company sometimes comes out with sales. Sometimes we use different links. Sometimes if we're recruiting a promote, if we're recruiting, it's one link. If it's a customer thing, it's another link, whatever. Do you guys relate to that? If you want to raise your hand, there's you need a couple different links for a couple different things. Alicia, Cynthia, Mary, a lot of you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So it got to the point where I'm like, okay, if I cannot be the only one who is like just shortcutting a bunch of links, and then of course GoPro tickets as an example, you know, if I have a hyperlink for that, things of that nature. And I just started realizing, especially when I was live, which we'll get into live video and live video tactics and stuff like that as the days progress. I realized when I was live, people needed somewhere to check out right away. And you cannot delay on your sales. We're going to teach calls to action and things like that. And so I was like, I'm going to make some kind of organization thing. And so I like Linktree. There are variations of it. Linktree is the one I use. It's the one I prefer. I mean, I guess I prefer. It's the one I've ever used. It is super easy, super organized, and it allows people to find their way through all of my links without me having to handhold prospects, handhold leads, which a lot of you are doing. A lot of you are losing sales because your link's not ready. You send them the wrong link. You get flustered. You're not sure what's going on. So if you only needed to know one link, the one link you would need to know would be your Linktree. And so when you go to Linktree, mine's set up like this. So, oh, sorry. I guess I look at this, not up there. So the first thing I do, the first link is actually just going to take you to a prospecting video, which I think all of you should do. We'll get there later. Don't worry about it. But as you can see, everything on here, like, are you kidding me? I have to know all these links? Like, I'm already lost. You know what I mean? So many people are just overwhelmed. Your new recruits are totally overwhelmed. Half of you are overwhelmed remembering your stuff. So this is just a quick dink, 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 dink little pro tip on it. You can probably tell by the way I worded it. I tried to write it in very common language. And when it comes to social media in general, stop using jargon that only makes sense to you and your company. It's also affecting your sales. Use language that normal people understand, like shop, like trials, okay? Shop full site. Like, people know what that means. Join the business. Very obvious, right? Shopping, joining, and, you know, like, I need to put even more country links in here, honestly, because of just how international my personal recruiting is. People constantly, what's your podcast? I was over it, right? I was over telling people my YouTube channel, whatever. And then, like I said, on here, I'll end up having, you know, GoPro links. I always have it on here to sell links for our team. All of it's right here in this one tree. And I will tell you, I know some of you might think I'm really good at technology. It's a lie. So those of you who are like, I'm not good at this, I'm old, I'm blah, 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 do the messy action. This whole thing took me maybe 10 minutes to set up, and I'm not good at figuring out technology. Honest to God. So it's super simple, and most importantly, it's super organized. And all I did was I put it in every single bio so that when I'm live on Facebook, or I'm live on Instagram, or I'm live on TikTok, or those are my three I'm live on all the time. When I'm live all over those platforms, it's the same messaging. It's link. Well, I would do a little jingle personally because I'm weird, right? But I'm like, Linktree in the bio. Okay. So everyone's like, what? Okay. And they go Linktree, 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 Linktree. It also helps as you do grow your following, which we're going to be training a lot over the next couple of days, because you'll start having your followers. When people go, where do I get this? They'll comment, go to her Linktree in the bio, go to her Linktree, her Linktree, her Linktree.
How many of your
Linktree.
customers are coming out directly out of Linktree?
95%.
How many of your distributors are coming in directly out of Linktree?
100%.
100%. Do you understand? Having this ability to be able to just say, go to this Linktree. If you like anything that I'm saying, go there, click on whatever button is appropriate for you. You guys have your product pages, and you've got your company sign-up pages, and you've got your more information pages, or your YouTube, company's YouTube if you don't have your YouTube, whatever. But you can put all that stuff in there, and all of a sudden, if you're live or if you're post anything, in every post can either be said or posted. Go find click on the Linktree if you want to get more information.
And then really, this is actually important, especially as you start to scale on TikTok, and Facebook does the same thing. Sometimes Facebook tries to get you down, okay? And so if you notice, my link here does not look like a Linktree. This is a Linktree. But I went to Bitly and turned it into a Bitly link so that it doesn't flag, because sometimes it'll flag and say, Like, oh, are you sure you want to click through on this spam or whatever? But a Bitly will not do that. So that's why.
They'll quote unquote throttle you. You'll just be
Yeah.
seen by less people if you put in a competitor's link versus, tricking them and
Yeah.
using a Bitly link in that spot.
Yeah, so I tricked them. So that's another little thing you should do. But for sure, this is very necessary.
And Linktree is super simple to set up. You just go, I think it's link. Is it linktree.com?
Yeah, it's literally just like link. I think it's LINK.
Mhm.
Okay, linktr.ee.
Mhm.
So, but if you Google Linktree, it's gonna pop up. I'm not kidding when I say it took less than 10 minutes. Y'all should all be doing it right now. Like, you should not just be staring at our pretty faces. Go make your Linktree and get it put in your bios. It just makes it so much easier for people. You've got to simplify your business. Simplicity is going to create a lot more speed in what you're doing. Makes your life a whole heck of a lot easier.
All right. So, you guys have any additional comments when it comes to
Linktree.
photo, cover, bio? What should you
Sure.
put in there to maximize it?
So links. It's tricky. So for example, Jessie Lee, she's got a lot of followers. She's got people who want to know all these things. They're asking all these questions. So that's a way to save her a lot of time. But I think for the average person, you want to minimize the number of links you're putting on there because people then don't know where to click. And if I send them to my Amazon site, then I've distracted them from really what I want to talk about. So if I have something that's I really want people to focus on this, I take my Linktree down. I use a Linktree too, but I'll take my Linktree down and I'll just post one link. So if there's something like really, like maybe a promotion with your company that you want people to focus on, you could just use that. Don't be overwhelmed by Linktree. It is so easy to use, but also don't feel like you need a lot of links, just a couple.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Super simple.
Any other comments on that?
Yeah, studies have shown it takes people less than 7 seconds to decide if they're going to follow you on social media. That means you can't waste time. Your bio, as we talked about, your profile, it's not, in my opinion, the place where you rattle off every achievement you have and every single different hobby and interest and passion. Those things can come here and there, but ultimately, people want to know what's in it for them. Why should I follow you?
Because we follow too many people as it is right now, and we all are trying to limit the amount of time we have on social media. So in an instant, people have to say, is this person, are they gonna make my life better? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
I love the statement.
On a mission to
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Help this group with this problem. I love that.
on a mission to help blank do blank.
Yep.
And don't be afraid to be super specific.
Yep.
You know, you didn't say I help business owners. You said specifically I help business owners who are network marketers. Like you can be really specific so people will say like, oh, this is the person I'm looking for.
Anything else on Facebook before we go into Instagram?
I just wanted to really quickly mention, because I've seen some of the chat, that chat I think needs refreshing, but a few people saying like how. Just Google Linktree, but on the page you're seeing right now, it's literally like add new link. It's super straightforward. Even if you're looking at this thinking, oh my God, it's a new website, like don't worry about that. It's just, you put the title. The title is what's going to show everyone. And then you put the URL, which is basically the link that people are going to get taken to. And you can link to Instagram TV videos. You can link to your Facebook group. Like you link to your Instagram. And the top one, you can even have the little animation. So you see this one, it kind of like does one of those little vibrating things. But I actually, because I freak out over like stats, but I actually can see I can't see the people who click on it, but I can see like the number of times this is being viewed, the number of times which one's being clicked. So I can really start to see, hang on a minute, more of my followers are clicking on the link to my podcast versus the link to my YouTube. And then I can start to really understand more about the audience that I'm obviously talking to. So again, Linktree, I think it's, as Jessie Lee said, link.ee, and then just create an account and just put those buttons in there, start small and add to it when and if you need.
All right. So let me we've talked so far about profile picture, get the Photo Room app, clean it up, pick something great, make it noticeable. The cover photo, Canva or Fiverr, just make a decision to make that great, make it simple, have it be part of your brand. Third, the bio, on a mission to, and fill in that blank. Fourth, the intro section, make sure that that's clean, and get Linktree to be able to kind of summarize where people can go to get more information or to connect with you in a different way.
The one other thing I'd mention is when you can see my screen, below the kind of intro part, there's a group of photos. Now, the photos that show here are the photos that you've been tagged in. In fact, I think there's more of Eric than there is of me on this one.
Mine's got a lot.
Right? So legit, right? So what do? When I started seeing people tagging me in when I was going out night clubbing, do people still call it night clubbing? I don't even know if it's still called night clubbing. Anyway, night clubbing. And there was photos of me I've had a few too many shandies, and I was not looking my best on there. So go on to those photos. The 9 photos are going to show. So make sure that the 9 photos that are showing are doing you a favor versus not doing you a favor, right? Make sure you...
Oh,
yeah, that was doing me good, to be fair. That's a different pose for me I need to perfect. But and it's simply to do that, when you go on the photo, you can, the photos that are going to show, you can just remove the tag. So if there's any photos that have got you tagged on, you'll see here, there's a little tag photo. You can click on that and you can remove the tag of any photos that you've got, that other people or yourself has made about you, so it doesn't appear in that space. It's just, again, it's a little side note, something really, really small, but again, some people might be like, oh, okay. So yeah, just a little side note.
Somebody's asking about the paid Linktree, just so everybody knows, like, mine is still free. I still don't pay for Linktree.
Mm-hmm.
I know it can be easy to get like sucked into every little app and whatever. I use the free version. I see lots of people asking in the chats. So just FYI.
Yeah, I would always recommend with these tools, start with free.
Yeah.
And if you use it and you get hooked on it, then you can. Yeah.
You're just going to get more backgrounds or something. And I'm fine with a plain pink background. That's fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a different philosophy.
On that? On a $6 little
I actually
Linktree?
do. I actually do. And because I think we're cheap in silly things. Like people will I'll sign up for Hulu with the ads because I don't want to pay $4 to not have to watch the ads.
Amen.
I think it's a little silly. If you're gonna, it's just me, okay? It's just me. Like, I got mad at myself because of my Spotify. My Spotify, I was listening to stupid. Why am I listening to ads on Spotify?
Yeah.
It makes no sense for me to be listening to ads on Spotify, for crying out loud. Pay whatever it is, $9 or whatever. It's not that big a deal. And if that background will make a difference, and if you'll pop out a little different for somebody, and it's $6,
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. But I think sometimes we get into the habit of let's go for what's free, and then we're controlled by somebody else's agenda,
Right.
versus paying a little bit and we control our own agenda. That's just my opinion. Okay. Now, I'm going to want everybody to get their profile set up with Facebook, with Instagram, cleaned up with Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Is there anything unique on Instagram or TikTok that we haven't already covered, or can we take the same basic information and apply it to Instagram and TikTok? Go ahead, Brock.
On Instagram specifically, there is, if you look at the Instagram profile, right below, yeah, I'd love if you could pull that up.
You can probably come with me, I think.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Love to. So if we just, why don't we, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example here. Can we see that? Perfect. So you can see that bold text right below Fraser's profile picture. That's known as your Instagram title. Mm-hmm. Do you remember how earlier you said that the only way someone can find you on Facebook is if they know your name and search your name? Mm-hmm. Instagram's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. They can search your name and find you. But see how your name's already up there at the very top in your username, Fraser Brooks Online? Mm-hmm. This line right here where it says your name again, that is also searchable. So what I would recommend for you, and what I would recommend for everyone watching, is to change that to a title for yourself. network marketing expert, something like that, because that is now searchable. And that immediately, it's like the title on a business card. Okay, yeah, I got your name on the business card, but what's your title? That's the title line. That is, it really improves your searchability, and that's really the only difference.
What would you recommend to the people who have a bit of a messy handle, like the Fraser dot underscore Bob underscore
Yeah.
dot slash?
I think that let's go back even and let's clean up the username first.
Yeah.
Let's make it something that's a little bit easier. Like yours, very easy to read. Fraser Brooks Online. Mine is Brock 11 Johnson. Shalene Johnson. Some other ideas is you could put the word the in front of your name. So the Fraser Brooks. Or Fraser Brooks Official. Add the word official at the end of the name. Put a period somewhere in the name. Just so
real-
that it's easy to read.
The real Fraser Brooks.
Exactly. It's easier to read. It's easier to find. And then you don't have to worry about, does somebody know my name? Do I need to put it again? Because we're basically, you know, we want to make sure that we can optimize how many people can find us. So that line right there, exactly, that's what we would call it, the title on Instagram.
So the one thing that I notice on Instagram, obviously there's no cover photo, but there's also the highlights. Are they, because this is your area of expertise, so are these well viewed?
From what we've found, not really.
Okay, so
you see, yeah, and if anyone doesn't know quite what the highlights are, it's what Fraser's scrolling through. It's those little circles. There's actually some insider information that Instagram is thinking about taking those away altogether in the next few months. But I think that's just because people are discovering not many people are actually watching those. It's a relatively small percent. Now, of course, this is general. Some people love the highlights. Some people watch them all day. But for the most part, people aren't looking at those for as much as they are everything else on your profile.
What was the title part? Are you talking about where it says coach?
Actually, right above that where it says Fraser Brooks.
His actual name?
Yeah, so it's called, I believe it's called name. So when you go into edit profile. Yeah, perfect.
there.
So, yeah, so name, that's what I would recommend you change. I'm Boss Lee. That's your username, Jesse Lee. But that, again, depends because I'm Boss Lee. People might be searching Jesse Lee in order to find you. So in
and
your
so
specific
I think
case.
what somebody who's really well known already has a big following online, what they're going to put there might be very different from someone who doesn't yet have a following. If you don't yet have a following, then you want to think, okay, what would people be searching for that might pull up my profile? That isn't your name, right? So people might be like, wait, who's Jesse Lee? And so they're actually going to search your name. Whereas if you're not yet in that situation where people's searching for your name, what solution are they searching for? Are they searching for a natural remedy to eczema? So think about like, what do people actually search? Are they searching for a network marketing expert? Are they searching for somebody who helps them with weight loss and nutrition after baby? So not that it can be that long, but just think about what people will search.
I think the bio
Yeah,
is
so Fraser's already changed his.
I'm done.
Network Marketing Ninja.
Nice.
Inside the Instagram, boom. That's a cool hack.
Yeah.
Any other key insights on Instagram that anybody needs to know? There's a link tree there also.
I would just also say that the bio there is really, really like those. You have so few characters.
Those first
Don't mess
lines.
around. Like that. When I read that bio, my pet peeve is when I see someone writes, "I love unicorns and sunsets," and we all follow too many people. Like I have to look at your bio and go, like, okay, is this useful for me to follow this person? You know, what's in it for me? So you want to tell people immediately in your bio and as specifically as possible who you help and how you do that.
My bio just erased because I went to change my name. What on earth?
so this is a great example then. 'Cause you have that, right?
669,000 followers, boss.
Come on. There you go.
So marketing expert underneath. That's perfect.
Yeah, because my name's up above, so it doesn't need to be repetitive. So I don't just say I help entrepreneurs. I specifically like working with people who are easily distracted.
I love reading this 8-figure earner with ADHD. I help the easily distracted get focused and build a business. New York Times bestseller, credibility, featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur Success, credibility, phone number, and shailene.com/tribe.
Yep.
Excellent.
And usually that's a link tree. Like right now, I'm just sending people to one place, but normally I'll use a link tree. Just kind of depends. And P.S. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. Like we're changing our bios like right now while we're listening to each other. We're learning from each other. I'm writing notes. I've got pages worth of notes already. Because this doesn't have to go on your tombstone. Like just go like, okay, this is better. And then just know, like, I'm going to show up tomorrow and I'm going to hear more tips and more suggestions. And the more you're plugged into top-notch training, you just keep up-leveling your game on social media. It's never like, okay, I did one training and I'm done. Like, we're experts in this. We teach this and we're still learning from each other and saying like, oh, I can tweak this little word. I can make this shorter. There's so many little things you can do. And if each one just increases your success by 1%, 2%, that matters. And it's fun.
All right, so everybody, I'm going to give you the first big assignment for the day, and we're going to give you a little time to do that assignment. The first assignment is this, and for everybody saying, and everybody in all the chats, if somebody new just joins and says, is there going to be a replay? Because I missed some of this. There's going to be a replay. You're going to have access to this for the rest of your lives. You don't have to worry about, you'll be able to watch it again and again and again and again and again and again. We've got you. We've got you. We're here for your breakthrough. One, go to Facebook and do the following. Profile picture, cover picture, even if it's just a placeholder for now. Bio. And what was the fourth thing? Hold on.
Their intro
Sorry. Hold on.
and link tree.
Profile picture, cover picture, bio, on a mission to, and then the intro section with a link tree. Okay? Those are the four things. I want you to do 3 things on Instagram. The photo, the name, and the simple bio. Okay? On Instagram. Photo, name, simple bio. And 3 is TikTok. If you don't have it downloaded, download it. Photo can be the same. Matter of fact, in my opinion, if your profile photo is the same on all platforms, you'll be better recognized generally in the world.
Agreed.
I would highly recommend that you keep it the same on all. So once you get it for the one, you do it on the all. If you don't have TikTok downloaded, you need to download it and put in your profile, do the little bio or description of yourself, and Linktree. Okay? The only thing different on Facebook is you got a cover photo real estate that you can use. So find something for that, even though you might improve it or you're going to improve it later with Canva or Fiverr or anything else, okay? So that's your assignment. We're going to give you 20 minutes to do those things on all 3 platforms.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do that?
They can for sure.
Let's go.
20 minutes. It is 10:53. Well, I'll give you 27 minutes. 27 minutes to do all of that on all the platforms.
اوكي جايز رح ناخد نحن مع بعض بريك غدا بلس هيدا الدوفوار اللي هن طلبوه منا الاساينمنت اللي طلبوه منا هلا سوري شكلي ايه اوكي جايز سوري شكلي هيك ما رح اظبط حالي عم نام الساعه 4 وجه الضوء ونوعى من قبل الضوء so we are in a building mode we are recruiting in a building mode for the double diamond rank so رح ناخد بريك خلينا نقول هلا 2:10 توقيت دبي رح ناخد بريك لل 2:30 يعني عندكم لل1:30 اوكي بنفس الوقت بريك غدا whatever and at the same time خلينا نعمل هول الامور اللي قالهم إريك وري حدا منكم قدر على انستغرام يغير اللي قالوا هيدا اللي قالوا فريجر بروكس وين كبسته لانه بس عم بكبس اذا حدا في يساعدني لانه بس عم حط edit profile بدي اكبس على شو بدي اكبس على النيم او اليوزر نيم على النيم المشكله لما عم حط نيم عم ياخذني على فيسبوك انتوا اخذكم على فيسبوك؟ That's a problem. Why? كتب لكم انه اذا غيرتوه ما فيكم ترجعوا تغيروه بعد 60 نهار. fourteen days. لا انا قال لي 60 days. Yes, I have to be connected to Facebook. No guys, ضعتوا. حدا عم يحكي يوزر نيم، حدا عم يحكي نيم. No. يوزر نيم ما بدنا نغيره. بدنا نغير النيم. I'm not using business. I'm using normal. ما عندي البزنس. Okay, it's more of a mess now. خبصت زيادة. It's okay guys, let's take a break. إذا حدا عباله يضلوا معي لنظبط هيدا الشيء let me know. I found it. I found it تحت بالother names. Add a nickname, whatever, I think. Let's try.